Posner is scamming people in Effingham.
2 minutes to being live.
Are you?
2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I almost said things that I cannot say. Yo, I don't know.
That story also follows the Effingham Council follow-up, Olivia, just so you know.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's right here. So right here, you have another story.
So right after, okay, so
So
okay.
it's before my
Okay.
WEIU research.
All right. Sheriff Martin says the jail is implementing more suicide prevention techniques, including tearaway shower curtains. He says anyone can call the jail with concerns about mental health treatment, access for their incarcerated loved ones. If you are having suicidal thoughts, dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Line. Coming up tonight on News Watch, we're getting a better picture of what happened during a string of 4 suicide attempts at the Coles County Jail in one weekend.
One soul on board, and we got 25 gallons of fuel.
Also tonight, a plan makes an emergency landing at a local airport. We'll show you that landing caught on camera coming up. Ben?
Another gorgeous spring day here across East Central Illinois. It's clear skies looking off to the north of Charleston on our EIU tower camera. We're going to have another warmer day tomorrow, but there is change on the way in the next 48 hours. This is News Watch, your Wednesday evening edition starts now.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Coles County Sheriff's Office is revealing the results of an investigation the sheriff calls highly unusual and concerning. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Williamson.
And I'm Olivia Bennett. I pieced together what led to 4 suicide attempts at the Coles County Jail from officials, academics, and a past inmate that you'll only hear on Newswatch.
Cut over to the dog, give up whenever he lives over here.
3 weeks after officials report 4 attempted suicides by hanging in one weekend at the Coles County Jail, Sheriff Kent Martin says
the initial investigation shows that we were compliant with county jail standards. Our cell checks were on time.
A man who asked to remain anonymous for legal reasons tells us he's been in and out of the Coles County Jail for years, and he doesn't believe the incident happened due to lack of mental health resources.
Now they actually have mental health counseling. They come every week. They used to not have that, and all that's all new. They do give you medicine for mental issues in there now. They never used to do that.
But he says some of the issues may start at the courthouse, maybe even at the state capitol.
They're being very hard on detainment. And once you hear detained, you know the judge ain't gonna let you out no more.
He says when a jail holds people who've been denied pretrial release, one suicide attempt can cause a domino effect.
I see one person leave. That's why I get out of jail free card. It's the only way I can get out. If I sit there and see people I know that I'm not going to succeed, I have no real risk, I'm going to make it look like I'm trying to kill myself.
I have heard that also, but again, I don't know that I can judge each individual's motivation. I have heard that inmates do, make an attempt hoping or assuming that they will be found. Fortunately, in these cases, they were all found, in time.
Dr. Jay Gillum says there may be a simpler explanation.
When you have an incident like this where you have 4 separate suicide attempts over the course of a couple days, a weekend, do you believe that there is a chance for correlation among those attempts?
I really, without more information, would have to just say that they just had a really bad weekend. And I know that is not the sexy answer that a lot of people want.
They don't appear to be related. I don't think anyone will really know why this happened except for the individuals that were involved.
So does this incident reflect any trends, whether that's national or throughout jails across the country, jails locally?
I don't think jails are the problem in terms of the trends. I think nationally suicide rates are up. I think a lot of it is tied to belief in society that there are less opportunities. There's correlation between drug use, especially hard drug use, and suicide attempts. And so I think what's going on in the jails is more reflective of what's going on across society.
Sheriff Martin says the jail is implementing more suicide prevention techniques, including tearaway shower curtains. He says anyone can call the jail with concerns about mental health treatment access for their incarcerated loved ones. If you are having suicidal thoughts, dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Another day in our stretch of warm and sunny days here across East Central Illinois. Looking off to the west of Charleston, not very a cloud in sight. We saw temperatures up into the 80s for some of our communities today. Our warm spots were 81 degrees to the northeast in Danville and to the southeast in Robinson. For us here in Charleston, we were the low spot across our viewing area today. Only up to 76 degrees, though. That's still around 5 or 6 degrees warmer than where we should be for this time of year. That's helped out by these wind gusts that have been coming in at a fairly decent strength, around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Winds will be a little bit stronger throughout the daytime tomorrow, but still holding on to these sunny conditions across a lot of the area. A few clouds up to the northwest, but overall we'll have another sunny and warm day tomorrow. I'll have the full details on that coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Ben. Now in other news tonight, video from our partner station WTHI and air traffic control audio reveal the harrowing moments before a pilot made an emergency landing at Terre Haute Regional Airport yesterday evening. Check this out.
My plan is to land on the belly beyond runway 32.
Flight records indicate the single-engine Piper Comanche 260C was inbound from Cleveland, Ohio. Air traffic control records reveal the aircraft's landing gear failed to fully deploy. The aircraft's pilot made several orbits north of the airport while diagnosing the issue and eventually decided to land the plane gear up. The plane safely landed at the airport around 6 p.m. Terre Haute firefighters confirmed the pilot suffered no injuries and was able to walk away unscathed. A Vermilion County, Illinois man is headed to prison for the death of a child in Indiana 6 years ago. Court records show Chad Nichols of Georgetown pleaded guilty to a murder charge in Vigo County Court yesterday, and a judge sentenced him to 45 years in prison. Terre Haute police say they responded to a home on Locust Street in April 2020 on reports of an unresponsive child. The child died the next day, and an autopsy found the child had multiple injuries and was malnourished. Police say Nichols had been living with the child's mother. As part of the plea agreement, charges of neglect and battery were dismissed. Illinois is taking action to stop insiders from cashing in on secret information. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a new executive order Tuesday banning state employees from using non-public information to bet on real-world events through prediction markets. Officials say these platforms let people gamble on things like politics and gamble events, and government workers could use inside knowledge to make money or help others do the same. State law already banned using confidential information for profit, but this order strengthens those rules as online betting continues to grow. The new policy takes effect immediately.
In a Newswatch follow-up, the Mattoon City Council approved several measures related to water. City Council member Dave Cox says those measures include raising water taxes, regulating wake boats on Lake Mattoon, and to take action on a Lake Mattoon and Lake Paradise watershed-based management plan. Officials say the management plan will help protect Lake Mattoon, which is one of the city's main water sources. Mattoon water rates are set to go up by 5% on May 1st. The Effingham City Council also approved higher water rates. Last night, council members voted yes to a 2% water increase rate for the next 4 years, plus rates for wholesale water customers. Other measures passed include a new subdivision plan to add more housing and a fund for the city's next fiscal year of about $45 million. The next Effingham City Council meeting is set for May 5th. Also in Effingham, police say there's a new email scam in the neighborhood. Authorities say they've received reports scammers are posing as the Effingham City Plan Commission. Unlike most scams, the posers are targeting local businesses, sending fake invoices, requesting payment for planning or application fees. Police say the commission does not send invoices via unsolicited emails, and those will only come through verified city channels. They say anyone who receives such an email should not click on any links, respond, or submit any financial information. Instead, they're urged to contact Effingham Police.
Students at Eastern Illinois University are showing off work they're doing beyond the lecture hall. The university canceled classes today and instead hosted a student research and creative activity day. Students had the opportunity to present their research projects in fields from nursing to chemistry to art and music. EIU sophomore Oliver Tomey studies chemistry and says sharing his research is helping prepare him to teach.
And what we do is a lot more engineering. And again, I like to work with my hands. And I'm glad that this engineering part of it has allowed me to do that. And that's probably what I like best about it. What I like about presenting is just, again, I'm going to be a teacher. I like sharing knowledge. That's really what drives me to be a teacher. So this is an opportunity for me to present and do that better and get better at it, honestly.
The day also included musical performances and a thesis competition for both undergrad and graduate students. Many are heading to Central Illinois for a busy race weekend. The cities of Champaign and Urbana, along with the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, are hosting the 2026 Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend from April 23rd through the 25th. The event brings in visitors, supports local businesses, and has raised nearly $2 million for charities. But expect traffic delays, road closures, and bus changes as runners take on the streets. Organizers say they're working to keep things safe and ask residents to plan ahead or come out and support the runners. Well, those runners could sure use some nice weather over the weekend.
That's right, Matt. Well, Ben Whitney is back with more of the Skywatch forecast.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that traffic may not be the only thing hindering the runners out there. A track of showers is going to be coming in early Friday morning. I'll have the full details on just how much rain this will bring right after this.
Police in California say they busted an alleged Lego scam where a suspect was buying sets and returning them filled with dried pasta. In a post, Irvine police say the California man allegedly bought sets from Target stores at least 70 times, removed pieces and figurines from the boxes, and in some cases replaced them with dried pasta before returning the purchases to the stores. The alleged scheme broke down when officers set up surveillance and arrested the suspect, who they reported was later booked on grand theft charges. The department said Target reported losses of some $34,000 related to the scheme and added, "That's a lot of missing pieces." Their pithy post also noted, if your master plan involves swapping Legos for linguine, we can promise it will be cooked al dente. Another alleged crime caught on cam, a bear cam in this case. Video captured from a collar-mounted camera on a Connecticut bear shows the burly burglar sniffing, then snatching a bag of Doritos from a resident's back porch. Hey man, that's nacho chip bag. Okay. WPBF reports the state's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection has been outfitting area bears with the cameras to gain more insight into their intrusive behaviors, and say bear-human interactions topped some 12,000 cases in 2025 alone. So if you think collar cams like these are a cheesy idea, you'd be wrong. In this case, it appeared to be of the Cool Ranch variety. Finally, it wasn't a collar cam, but a dash cam that captured a canine cop's bumbling encounter with a traffic cone, which ended up on the dog's noggin, causing him to run into a pole. The San Mateo County Sheriff's Office says following his goofy traffic cone tomfoolery, Adonis is okay, minus maybe a little embarrassment. That's what I'd call a cone of shame.
I do not like the cone of shame.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Good evening. I hope all of you watching had a great Wednesday across East Central Illinois. And it was beautiful conditions on this Wednesday as well. Clear skies for the entirety of our viewing area, but there is a little bit of change brewing. Off towards the west, you can see a cold front slowly starting to track in from the Rocky Mountains. That'll be bringing us our next chance for showers early on Friday morning. There is a spotty shower towards the north of Indiana and Ohio, slowly starting to generate towards the west. That'll all be drying up before it reaches our area, though. No rain is going to be expected until we get towards Friday morning. Highs in the 80s for a lot of us today, including 80 degrees in Champaign and Paris. 81 degrees were our warm spots off in Danville and in Robinson. For us here in Charleston, only up to 76 degrees. Well, that's still above where we should be for this time of year. Still holding on to those clear skies for most of us. A little bit cloudier conditions towards the north in Champaign and Danville. But overall, we'll stay on the mostly clear side overnight tonight, staying in the mid to upper 50s for our overnight low of 57 here in Charleston. Clouds will start to move in and out throughout our overnight period and throughout the daytime tomorrow. These winds coming in from the south, gusting up to 20 miles an hour at times. These winds are going to intensify just a little bit throughout our daytime tomorrow, coming in closer to 15 to 20 miles an hour. But we're not concerned with any sort of stronger wind gusts with this coming in. But those strong southern winds are going to help us warm up near 80 degrees for our high tomorrow. Again, mostly clear skies throughout the entirety of our Thursday, but we are tracking, again, that chance for some spotty rain showers overnight Thursday as we get into Friday. So futurecast right now, again, clear skies for all of us. You can start to see those clouds starting to pop in and out of our viewing area as we move throughout the daytime on Thursday, but gradually we'll get a little bit cloudier as we get towards Thursday night. Again, we're tracking that next chance for some showers and potential thunderstorms early in the morning on Friday. By 8 a.m., we're expecting the system to be over much of the WEIU viewing area. Now, there is a slight risk for some severe weather, or rather not a slight risk, but a marginal risk rather, for most of our western counties. That includes Piatt, Moultrie, Shelby, Christian, and Macon counties included in that marginal risk. Much of the most severe threat will be off towards Iowa and northern Missouri and the Great Plains. The main concern is going to be some potential damaging wind gusts, but no hail or tornadic activity expected with those showers moving through early Friday morning. Mostly just some fairly heavy rain showers for some of us, close to 0.8 of an inch of rain in Taylorville. Some communities may see a little bit less, including in Robinson, only projected around 1/10 of an inch, right around 1/2 an inch projected here in Charleston as we get towards the start of your weekend, which it'll be a fairly nice weekend across East Central Illinois. 71 degrees on Friday. We'll see rainy and mild conditions, but those temperatures will gradually start to step back up. 73 degrees on Saturday and 74 degrees on Sunday. But we are again tracking another chance for some showers to start next work week. We will be below average generally for our next 6 to 10 days past this week. Now that average is right around 70 degrees. Looking at our 7-day forecast, you are going to start to see that drop off, especially towards Tuesday and Wednesday. But first, 80 degrees for our high tomorrow. Tracking that chance for some rain overnight Thursday and into Friday. Again, we are going to be focusing on the chance for some storms on Monday. Some of these could be severe, so make sure to stay informed as we get closer to the start of next work week. As that system pushes through, that'll be dropping temperatures back down towards the mid-50s. So we do have a couple of chances for some rain and storms over the next 7 days. But overall, that's more or less what we'd expect for spring this time of year. Thankfully, though, be above average.
I was going to say, Ben, every time I ask you how the weather's going to be when it's nice outside, you're always telling me it's going to rain, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not for it. Not
You know
for it at
what,
all.
though? I do like the sun. I do like a little bit of warmth. I'll take it, I'll take it.
We'll take it.
Well, anyway, thank you, Ben. Switching gears, Pierce Lehman is in the studio with a look at what's ahead in sports. Pierce?
Thanks, Olivia. Tonight in sports, the EIU women's basketball team gets some new additions for the next season. Plus, EIU softball is in action right now. We'll take a look at the game as the Panthers look to continue their impressive win streak. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next.
It's the only home we have, but caring for the earth and your health are two things you can do at once. Dr. Winnie Armand with Mass General Brigham says small changes can make a big difference for both. The first way to do that is to move more. Instead of using a car, walk or bike to where you're heading. Armand says eating a plant-forward diet, focusing on foods like vegetables, beans, legumes, and whole grains, can lower risk of heart disease, diabetes, and more, while also reducing the environmental footprint of our food. Next, reuse more with simple swaps. A refillable water bottle or reusable food container cuts down on plastic waste. Armand says to be aware of fossil fuel emissions from things like idling cars or gas-powered equipment. Air pollutants aren't only bad for the environment, but can also cause many diseases. Finally, take time to enjoy the outdoors. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The Panthers baseball team is coming off 3 losses in a row against Little Rock, but yesterday they had a chance to bounce back against Butler. The Bulldogs went up by 3 runs in the 6th inning, but thanks to 5 runs in a row by the Panthers, Eastern took the lead and didn't give it back, winning 11-6. James Lund paid the way in scoring for the Panthers, notching 4 RBIs and a home run. After the win, Eastern improves to 22-14 on the season, with a weekend series on the road against UT Martin up next. And today, Panthers starting pitcher Bryce Riggs has been named the semifinalist for National Pitcher of the Year award. We now move over to Williams Field as EIU softball takes on the University of Illinois Chicago. The Panthers come into this matchup on a 5-game winning streak after sweeping Tennessee Tech over the weekend. We have a view of the game on our tower cam, and at last check, the University of Illinois Chicago is leading 3-2 heading into the top of the 3rd. The EIU women's basketball team is boosting its roster for the next season, but one player last year announces her next step. The Panthers have signed Lana Korchonich from Siberia, who played last season at Troy University. While with the Trojans, she appeared in 27 games and was a part of a 25-win season at Troy. Korchonich notched 2.4 points and 1.4 rebounds per game this past season. But as one Panther comes in, another leaves. Panthers guard Leilani Ellis has announced she's transferring to Grambling State for next season. Now onto the sand. One Panthers beach volleyball player is earning some accolades with the season coming to a close. Eleni Nieves has been named the Ohio Valley Conference Beach Volleyball All-Freshman Team. Nieves is one of the only second player in EIU history to receive the honor. The first Panther is to be named to that team is, funny enough, Nieves' pair, Tori Moheski, who won it back in 2023. She was also only one of 2 players on the team to end with a winning record. Nieves and the rest of the Panthers will be back in action for the OVC tournament starting tomorrow. We now move to high school baseball, and let's take a look at how some teams fared last night. Mattoon now moves to 10 straight losses after losing to Taylorville 4-3. The 2 teams will rematch tonight. Mount Zion wins over Charleston 5-1, ending the Trojans' 6-game winning streak, as these 2 teams will also play tonight. Finally, Tuscola walks off Altamont in extra innings, taking the game 8-7. Moving to today, the St. Louis Cardinals look to take a series against the Miami Marlins. Starting in the second, Owen Cassidy gets one past the infield, scoring the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Marlins. Still in the second, Kyle Leahy pitches the ball and walks in another run for Miami. It's 2-0. And the Marlins don't let up, scoring one more run on this single by Augustus Ramirez, giving them a 4-run lead. Cardinals have a chance to do something in the 9th, but they strike out. The Redbirds lose this one 4-1. St. Louis will get the day off before heading back home to take on the Seattle Mariners on Friday. Rewinding to yesterday, the Chicago Cubs had the longest win streak in the MLB. Can they keep it alive? In the bottom of the 5th, with bases loaded and 2 outs, Moises Ballesteros takes the ball, bringing in Happ, and the Cubs jump on the board first. Now in the bottom of the 7th, with no runners on, Nico Horner notches his 4th home run of the season. Chicago is up 4-1, and in the same inning, Seiya Suzuki says, "See ya later, ball," as he absolutely belts this one 440 foot. outside the stadium and onto Waveland Avenue. In the next frame, on a wild pitch, Michael Busch takes advantage and scores. Chicago wins this one 7-4 and keeping its win streak alive. The Cubs' 7-game win streak is the longest under manager Craig Counsell and still the longest in the MLB. Chicago will close out its 3-game series against the Phillies tonight. First pitch is set for 6:40. Finally tonight, the Eastern Illinois men's basketball team has signed Daniel Zimbabwe from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He played his last 2 seasons on Coffeyville Community College, where he ranked top 10 in the conference in rebounding 2 years in a row. Well, that's all for sports. Olivia, Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, thanks, Pierce. Another warm day here in central Illinois. Ben Whitney is back for one final look at our weather in just a moment.
But first, a Washington zoo reveals a new friend for Earth Day. That's tonight's parting story. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Hi, I'm Everett Lau, an Eastern Illinois University graduate from the class of 2021. As an Edgar County farm kid, I grew up with a childhood dream of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. I spent a lot of time in the WEIU studio during my 4 years in college, and that's how I got to this studio, WTHI-TV in Terre Haute, Indiana. WEIU prepared me for long nights of tracking thunderstorms, fine-tuning details of approaching winter storms, and how to be a broadcaster in general, whether it was weather, news, or even sports. I needed WEIU to achieve my dream, and now WEIU needs me and you to help carry out its mission of setting up students for success. Please consider making a financial gift to support WEIU so the station and its dedicated staff can continue operating this outstanding training ground for aspiring broadcasters, journalists, and scientists. Your gift can allow local students like me provide local programming for our local communities. Learn more at weiu.net or by calling the station. Thanks for watching.
And finally tonight, it's Earth Day, and we're checking out celebrations in the nation's capital. The Smithsonian's National Zoo is marking the occasion by letting the world see Lin Mai, a critically endangered Asian elephant. The zoo says her mother rejected her, but an older elephant who keepers call Aunt Swarna stepped in. Visitors can observe the baby elephant on site or see in the zoo's elephant cam. Well, we had a beautiful weather to get out and enjoy the Earth today. Ben Whitney is back to let us know if we can expect more sunshine.
Well, we've got one more day of sunshine ahead of us, Matt. It'll be a little bit cloudier than it was today, but still very pleasant. 57 degrees for our overnight low tonight. We'll be back up near 80 degrees in Charleston for our day tomorrow. That's thankful for some strong southern winds coming in throughout the daytime tomorrow. But we are tracking our next chance for some showers overnight Thursday and into Friday morning. We're also tracking our next potential chance for some severe weather as we get into Monday.
Alrighty, thanks for that, Ben. Yeah. And of course, thank you for joining us. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
There you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day. And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a great night.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.